What other country in the Middle East would a trans singer be able to have a real, proper career? Israel's defending these European values of diversity, plurality, tolerance, letting people live and let live in a very difficult part of the world, having to constantly fight wars with this. So you would think that its inclusion in Eurovision would be cherished by those who value these values, but it seems not.
This is something which comes up with those who've never spoken to or interviewed a queer Palestinian activist, I would note. What do you say in response? Because Eurovision is so entangled with queer culture.
Indeed. And of course, what Israel does here is a very cynical form of pinkwashing, which is, for anyone who doesn't know, it's whitewashing, it's covering up, but using queer and trans rights. It's called pinkwashing. Some corporations can indulge in it, and so on. Israel does it in this deeply cynical way that now is frankly genocidal too. The way that this is used to cover up and obscure and try to get people to move on from genocide in Gaza, even though it's still ongoing. We're going to see increased attempts, I think, to try to rehabilitate Israel now that this so-called ceasefire that doesn't exist is supposedly in place. We're going to see how these rehabilitation attempts grow, and pinkwashing is going to be part of that. In the context of Eurovision, this is very important, as you mentioned. The fact that Israel makes this argument is utterly hollow. Israel's bombs against 2.3 million Palestinians in Gaza do not discriminate against people on the basis of their sexuality or their gender. There is no escape for Palestinians in Gaza, regardless of their orientation. So it's utterly cynical. We could talk about this for a long time, but I think it's important for Palestinian queer and trans groups who speak in their own words to be really heard on this. So I would encourage anyone listening to go and seek out such groups. I mean, one important annual event that I would mention is Queer Cinema for Palestine, which takes place in dozens, I think, of cities all over the world, and every year features a program of many queer and trans Palestinian stories. I would look up Queer Cinema for Palestine. I would look out for its announcement for next year and host such an event. I would invite queer and trans Palestinians to speak at your events. This is essential, I think, for countering this very cynical form of pinkwashing.